We're out here testing the 2015 model Yamaha, the all-new WR250F, up against the KTM counterpart, and we thought it would be a great opportunity to actually put it up against this bike's predecessor. So, first brought out in 2001, as this bike is, as the 2015 is, based very heavily off the motocross bike. You know, in that time really, I guess between 01 and 14, I mean the big changes were the alloy frame. Yes, it got some ergos, tanks, suspension tweaks in the meantime, but essentially it was that alloy frame. But in a lot of ways really, since 01 right through, it's been running exactly the same, or very much the same carb-fed engine. Used a FCR37 carb, 5-valve head, Yamaha's patented 5-valve head, or unique 5-valve head. And it served it well, and I think this bike in 14 years has won something like 26 championships. Quite an amazing thing, but in recent years really hasn't had the updates, been very much outdated. So at the brochure this thing makes it look silly and obsolete, and you know, in a lot of ways I guess it does. I mean it's a lot newer technology, but we wanted to actually come out, as we've done with a few of the bikes in the past, and actually not just believe the hype of the brochure, but actually test the predecessor against the new bike. Are there some things that the brochure didn't mention, etc, etc. So, what's new with this bike? Well, 5-speed, old one, 6-speed, new one. 5-valve, old one, 4-valve, dropped a valve, new bike. Carb-fed, fuel injected, you know, open cartridge fork, closed cartridge or twin chamber fork, and obviously a completely different machine, very different ergos. So what we thought we'd do is take them out, put them around. We took them for a trail ride yesterday and then around a couple of enduro loops today, and I'd like to hand it over to a couple of my esteemed couple of guys who've cut a few enduro laps in their day, Damien Smith and Scotty Keegan, just to give you their insight of what sort of stood out for them between the older and the new model WR250F.
I was pretty excited to test this bike. I've rode Yamahas in the past and had quite a lot of success. Sort of really cut my teeth in the enduro scene on my off-road scene, especially in the small capacity bikes, are starting to really grow, and a lot of the fast guys are on the little bikes. So yeah, they've chucked a heap of development into this new bike, and yeah, they've come up trumps of it. It's really, yeah, it's based on the YZ, and which is the first thing I feel when I ride it. It's a really angry little engine, choked up a little bit by the enduro muffler, which most enduro bikes are. Basically, to ride it was quite comfortable straight away on it. Didn't feel nothing like the old bike, obviously, because it's totally different engine, totally different everything. But I really liked the feel of it. It felt quite racy to ride. A lot of potential to make the thing even better, which is usually not doable on a lot of bikes. But this thing seems to have a lot of options to make it even more racy. But I feel it's a great start.
The suspension, it's got, you know, much more better feel on the track when you're pushing it, and then on the trails it's just as good. You know, it's just as plush off the top, and then the more you push it, it does hold up a lot better. And I didn't have any problem with blowing through with the forks or anything like that. It seemed to work pretty good everywhere. I couldn't find a fault, and it's actually pretty close to the setup that I would probably look to run on a 250F. It lets you be a little bit loose without sort of huckabucking you around too much or doing anything too crazy, and it allows you to ride it quite smooth as well, you know.
No, that was some pretty interesting feedback from the boys, and it doesn't really surprise me that, you know, with so much more new technology going into the 2015 model, that from a racer's point of view, which those guys are, you know, the thing comes out on top, head and shoulders. But, you know, I think it's there's a tendency quite often to look at new technology and automatically assume it's better and faster. But, you know, I got to say, the 2014 model, it stood the test of time. You know, it was interesting yesterday. You know, what you don't see in the brochure is that bike, okay, it's a lower seat height by about 20 mil, but it's also a little bit thinner through the girth. So when you're getting on some really snotty hill climbs or looking to flick it through the side and just sort of weight the foot pegs through the bush, you know, the old model is still bloody good. You got to keep it, as the boys said, less throttle response, so you got to sort of keep it on the pipe and keep the momentum up a lot more, which makes it a lot less versatile. I mean, these things feel like a 300 without throttle response compared to the old bike. And the sophistication in the suspension is, again, not there. I mean, super plush on, you know, when you're out in the trail, but again when you start sort of trying to smash some stuff out here, then that's where it finds its limits. So look, the guys from Power Sports Central were nice enough to lend us this bike, and I'm sure they got a pretty tidy rebate going on the thing now, thanks to Yamaha Motor Australia, who's helped us out getting these two bikes together for the test. So she's not done yet, the old thing.